Before we get into today's video, you guys should take your privacy seriously. You guys should check out private internet access. They support gift cards, all major credit cards, Bitcoin, and PayPal. They also support iOS, Android, Linux, Windows, Mac, more. They also have 3,000 servers in over 28 countries, so you should never really have a problem with speeds. You can connect 5 different devices. You can block ads, trackers, and malware, no traffic logs, unlimited bandwidth, and so on. It is such a nice VPN service. I'm using it. I love it. Link will be below. They got a great deal going on. Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how you can play all your retro games that you played as a kid on your Android device. So it could be a box or a phone. You got to remember too, some of these boxes may not be able to run some of the games, you know, from N64 and other systems like that. You will need to tinker with the settings. So if you have something that is the equivalent to a Shield, you should be good. But even the Shield too can have hard times if you start messing with graphics settings and stuff like that. So a link below will be for the RetroArch website and APK. Obviously you can head over to the Play Store, open up the Play Store, click RetroArch and type it in. So you click the first one here and install. Now, the RetroArch has plenty of cores. The cores are the files in the emulators themselves that you're going to be using, which is a good thing, so you don't need to hunt for those. The only thing you will need to hunt for is some ROMs. So what I will do is I will leave a couple sites below. ROM Nation is a good one to go to, so you can look up games and download this ROM. Now, another thing I'm going to point out, if you have, you know, an Android box with not a lot of space and you have a USB hard drive that is like 64 gigs, 30 gigs, 10 gigs, and you're only looking to do a couple, you know, NES, SNES, and a couple other games, then you should be good to either have them on a box or USB stick. But when you download this, so some of these sites may have a caption or CAPA thing for you to enter, some of them may not. So you just click download ROM, it downloads. And if you want to quickly move the ROM from your downloads folder over to, you know, a USB device, you're obviously going to need to download ES File Explorer. Okay, you're going to browse to your download folder. Obviously that's where the zip file downloaded, or the ROM file. It may not even be in a zip, it could be an NES file, SNES file, or bin, or whatever. You're going to hold down, you're going to hit copy, you're going to go to your USB device. You can make a folder called ROMs, and then you would paste it in there, okay? So we'll do a new folder just called ROMs, just so I can kind of show you guys, okay? So new folder was created, come here, paste, and it gets it off your box and onto your USB stick. You can close out ES File Explorer, and then you would open up RetroArch, okay? So you either want to hunt for the ROMs before you set this up, or set this up and then hunt for ROMs that you want. You could even use torrents and stuff like that to download ROM packs. So I'm not going to leave all that stuff below, but I will leave some sites. So upon opening up RetroArch, you're going to want to do one thing. If you have a controller plugged in, the Shield controller should work. However, I'm using a 360 controller. Xbox One will work. RetroArch is actually pretty good with picking up controllers, okay? So after you've got them ROMs downloaded, what you're going to want to do is you're going to need to download cores. But before we do that, we're going to set up a couple things, okay? So you're going to want to set paths to a USB device if you're going to be downloading album arts and you have a crap ton of ROMs. You're going to not necessarily want to keep them on your box. So obviously I've already showed you how you can move the stuff over within RetroArch. You do have a pile of settings here. You have video settings, stuff like that. You can turn on and off the FPS so you can see what you're getting. You have configuration, saving and stuff like that. Okay, you have different little settings here, but what we're going to worry about is obviously you're going to want to come here for the video if you want the FPS. Input, you're going to want to come down here. You're going to want to set this up. If you have a 360 controller, it will automatically pick it up. So if I go on the controller one, as you can see, you can also bind buttons here, change them around if you want to. However, you're going to need to switch this to something. It should be on none. Menu toggle, button combo, gamepad combo, whatever. You're going to need to set this to something. I have mine to start and select. That way, when you're in a game, you can bring up the RetroArch menu to pull up options, save state, cheat, close the game, stuff like that, okay? So we're going to back out. You're gonna go all the way down to directory, and here you're gonna set your downloads. Okay, so save all download files to this directory. That's where stuff on here will download to, so you're gonna save that. Backgrounds you're gonna put to your USB device, and some of the other stuff here you're gonna want to put to your USB device. If not, you can keep it on your box if you're not planning to do that much. The thumbnail thing though, I would put that to a device if you're looking to download thumbnails. Okay, so after you've configured that, I'm gonna go to the first icon here, configuration, save current configuration, and you're good to go. Next, we're gonna download the cores. These are what you're gonna need to run the games. So you're gonna go to load core. You should only have download core and start remote RetroPad. You're gonna hit download core, and here you have your emulators that you can download. Name, Atari, you got Commodore, Doom, DOS, you got Intellivision, NEC, you got Nintendo, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, NES, Super Nintendo, N64, Virtual Boy, Sega, PlayStation, Neopet, and stuff like that, okay? So, I said Neopet, Neo Geo Pocket, that's freaking hilarious. But anyhow, you would just click these and they download, okay? There's really nothing to them, so just click and it downloads. Now, after you've downloaded the cores to the ROMs and stuff, to the files that you've downloaded to your games, you're gonna go over to this icon here. Now, if you only downloaded a couple NES games and stuff like that, you can click the scan file and load the ones you want to load, or you can scan your directory. Now, when I said to create that ROMs folder, in that ROMs folder, you might want to create a folder called Nintendo 64, NES, Sega, Super Nintendo. That way, when you scan the directories, you're not scanning all the games at one time, because depending on how good your box is, it could crash, or your phone. You'd be better to have them in individual categories to make it a lot more cleaner, okay? So to scan individual files, you just click scan file, you know, go down the storage, pick your USB device, and if you remember I had that ROMs folder, you just click it and it loads the ROM, okay? Then you actually have the option to scan a directory. So, you know, if I went to my USB device, I have a thing called recall box, so ROMs, and as you can see here I have folders and they all have a crap ton of games. So you would just click on one of these, you would let it scan, do its thing. After they scan, they make little icons here with the games, okay? So you can come here, let's do Super Nintendo System, okay? So example, if you want it to load up game from here, let's do Contra. Clay Fighters. So you got Contra, you click it. If you download a couple emulators, you may get asked what emulator to pick, like you can see here. Okay, so you could pick any one that you want. For the sake of the video, I'm just gonna do SNES9. Okay, hit run, and the game will load up. Okay, some of these emulators allow you to actually do different settings or stuff like that. So if you hit those hotkeys, the two buttons to activate it, or however many, you can go down to options and you have the option to turn stuff on, turn stuff off, stuff like that, okay? So you can set the megahertz, you can reduce slowdown, show layers, you could turn on stuff, okay? Preferred aspect ratio, okay? So it's pretty nice, right? Like, you got plenty of options. Now, some of these, you may actually need to restart close content and go back into the game for them to take effect, okay? So for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna really mess with any of that. But as you can see here, it works. You know, you have the option to pick your players, do your stages, and obviously when you're in the game, you can either use the analog stick or the D-pad, okay, depending on the game and the system and if you set it up. But it's pretty nice being able to play games. And yes, some of these will, again, be buggy. You may have to do one emulator and then do the other. And if you run into problems where the game keeps loading to one emulator and not going to a different one that you have loaded and want to try. I'll show you how to quickly fix that. So if this video kind of seems a little confusing, okay? So as you can see, I do suck at this. I haven't played these games in a while. I'm gonna close out of there. Like I was saying, when you go into the list here again, and you go to play a certain game, it will automatically sometimes load from that emulator. So if I go back to Contra here, and hit, if I was to hit run, it will automatically load and not ask me. Okay, so in order to avoid this, you will need to go to the menu here, which does suck. Okay, I found this is the only way to actually get it to go. Okay, we're gonna go low core. We're gonna pick the NES emulator. We're gonna go down here, and we're gonna go to Donkey Kong. So Donkey Kong, run. So it had the emulator in the corner that it's loaded. Okay. So it tells you right there what emulator it's on. And again, you have no options for this one. Okay. So you go over here, or you could just hit the buttons to get out. There you go. You got Donkey Kong. Okay. It tells you in the corner what emulator. So if you're noticing it's not switching, then you can see the emulator right there. Okay. But overall, it's not bad. It's truly not bad. This allows you to play your old games that you're wanting to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out, and see you in my next one. Made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, on the left is a video you may like, and on the right you can check out my last video. Again, thank you for checking out the video. It means a lot. See you on my next one. Peace.